we're going to be going through exactly how you guys want to be using this. Now, I know not all of you will have AMZScout. I do recommend it, but if you have another tool, you can obviously input this into that tool as well. What we're going to be doing here is setting the price points and these other metrics over here. And the first one is a price. Now, what we're going to be looking for is a minimum price of $40. We're going to be looking for a market or potential products with reviews of less than 100. And I know this might seem low, but that's really what we're focusing on here. As Seth said, low competition. And then estimated sales, we want to see this product doing at least 300 or more sales a month. And then a weight of up to 5 pounds. If you want to get very specific, this is actually 4.75 pounds. That's your max weight you want to aim for. If you have an input on your tool for size, keep it to large standard size. Again, that's going to be 18 by 14 by 8 inches. And then here, we're going to lastly choose our category. And I also wanted to just suggest on these, try and avoid going where everyone else is going. You know, some of these are very, very popular. Sports and outdoors, a garden, kitchen, baby. These are very, very common ones. And I like to look in more niche ones. I promise you there are high potentials here. And we're going to look at industrial and scientific. If you've seen some of my videos, you'll know this is one of my favorites because sellers generally look in this less. Yeah. And we're going to apply this.
And there's so many unique products in that category too, Dan, which I love. Like just really one-off weird stuff that no one thinks about, but they can be a gold mine.
Yeah. So let's find products. As we do this, it's going to bring up some here. I had done a prior search on this, but you can see here some of the results. And our next step, now we've gone through the initial criteria. You've done this for your category and what you're looking for. Now what you want to do, these results, we're going to comb through these and we're going to keep a couple things top of mind and write these down if you wish. The first thing is we're going to avoid any products here that are seasonal. We're also going to avoid any of them here that belong to a very large brand. We're also going to avoid those that have lots of sizes or variations. And that's important because remember, if you have a lot of variations or small, medium, large in a product, it's really going to cut up that MOQ when you order from a supplier. It can increase your cost significantly, but it also requires just a lot more work in terms of multiple UPCs. Maybe you need multiple codes from GS1. It's a lot more work and difficult to get to scale. So that's something, if you're a beginner, I would avoid getting into variations for now. And then we're going to avoid those that have no real plausible way of being improved easily. For example, even this drill bit here, this is a really specific, standardized, like industrial piece of equipment. It's not something that lends itself easily to a private label seller. And then those that are dangerous. This is a perfect example, nice big flame icon there. But avoid things like this that can like explode.
If that isn't enough warning, I don't know what is.
Yeah, this, you know, for your, especially if you're starting or you want to not go through endless hazmat reviews, this is not the type of thing you want to do. And then potentially patented ideas. Also, just rather avoid that. And lastly, avoid the next big fad. For example, fidget spinners. So, yes, some people made a lot of money on those, but it was short-lived. And I'll give you, here's another good example now. You know, not to be insensitive with the situation, but this, you know, what if things do get better next year? Masks are going to be out. So this is just something to consider. Avoid the next fad. Get into something that's going to be really long-term. And so we're going to look through these and we're going to avoid the first two based on the, you know, it's not plausible to really create great different products out of these. But this one, 3D printer pen. Here, and I know many of you will know this product, but here we got 2,500 sales a month and only 63 reviews. So this is really interesting, and I'm actually going to save this product. You can add it to your product tracker just by clicking this plus button over here. And then moving down, we avoid this. This is like a paper type product. It was like a baking tray, and this is another paper product. And I just wanted to touch on this quickly since they're here. This type of thing, these essential supplies, the stationery, the, this kind of industrial feeling equipment, anything like that, paper rolls, this is usually sold by very big companies in huge quantities, and you simply cannot compete with them on price. These standardized products are also often things Amazon starts selling. So it's just something to note with your more supply type products. Just be careful there, because you can be, out quantitied almost because of the capital some of these big companies have, and then their unit cost drops way below what you can sell for. So here, moving further down our list, we're going to avoid these. But this is really interesting. This is a wall-mounted infrared forehead thermometer. You can see 2,500 sales a month and 54 reviews, really low reviews as well. So we're also going to add this to our tracker here. And then lastly, let's see, we're going to avoid this for now. And this one, I'm not sure of the brand dominance of Yardlock being a big brand, but looks very specific. Again, this is like supplies, surgical glove supplies, air quality. Okay, so this is something we could also do. We got 2,800 sales a month, which is huge, and only 2 reviews. That's almost odd. There's almost something wrong with this one. Yeah. But let's add this one as well to our tracker. And then from here, what we're going to do is we can click at the top and we can come to our product tracker. All of this is in AMZScout. So we've searched for our individual potential products. And at this point, since we add them to the tracker, we can click on this and here we go. So we can actually see these products in our tracker over here. One of them is actually missing here though. It was the 3D pen. So let's just track that again quickly. This one.
One thing I'm going to mention real quick, Dan, while you're researching that, is everybody watch how Dan is niching down. He's looking at niches. He's not just looking at products. He's looking at unique, specific niches. And there's a difference because a niche represents a combined number of keywords that are all pointing to the same product. So he's not saying, hey, this is the product. He's saying, well, what does the product do? What is the niche? What is unique about it? What stands out about it? He's thinking about this from a marketing perspective, not just what is the physical product perspective. And you're going to see later why that matters so much. Back to you, Dan.
Yes, exactly, Seth. This one, for some reason, is giving me an error. I mean, I know this market. So what we're going to do, it just won't add from here, but this is not a big deal. Sometimes what happens is they might have run out of inventory and they close the listing, and then just AMZScout cannot pick it up from there. So that might be happening. But let's jump back into our product tracker here. Usually you're going to have all of those products over here. And what we're going to do for each, this is really important because people often get confused at this point. But now I have the individual product. How do I look at the market? Like, what do I do on Amazon? What's the best way to go about that? I want to show you how to do this. So you want to take the ASIN right over here. They actually have a nice click to copy ASIN button here as well. And you're simply going to copy that. And then another one of their tools, which I find very useful, is reverse ASIN lookup. And what we can do in here is drop in the ASIN and search. And this is actually going to get a whole lot of results of keywords for this product. What does this product sell well for? What do people type in before buying this exact product? And the thing I want you to focus on, I love that they have this, is relevance, a relevance score. That's the one you want to go with. The highest relevance, that's the one. Even if it's a bit lower, look at this, like search volume's higher on this one, infrared thermometer. I don't mind, because the relevance of this one, even though this search volume's lower, this one is relevant. Our product is a wall-mounted thermometer. And then it is this keyword, your highest relevance one, that
Right.
you're going to take over to Amazon and drop in.
You have to think from the beginning, what problem does that product solve, or what desire does that product meet? And you're going to see as Dan is doing this and he's narrowing down in the back of his mind, and it's something easy for me and Dan to take for granted because we've been doing this for so long now. You're always asking, who is the customer? How am I going to serve them? Every product that you look at when you're doing product research represents someone who has their own personality, their own needs, their own demographics. And that's how you build a business, is you're solving a problem for people. It doesn't matter what industry you're in, it's still the same principle. That's what entrepreneurs do. And that's the part where it becomes fun. At some point, you might feel overwhelmed. You're going, oh my goodness, there's all this data. How do I organize it? Well, that's why we give you very specific numbers to look at. But second, remember, at the end of the day, it is a real human who's going to use this product. And if you're serving them well, they are happy to pay you money in order to receive that product in exchange. That's like the golden thread through this entire training that Dan and I are giving you guys today. So follow along, take notes as you go, because everything that we say after what Dan has said so far is going to build off this foundation that he's doing. Back to you, Dan.
Thank you, Seth. And so we've done this exact same reverse ASIN just for that air quality monitor. You can see our relevance score 11. This one is the highest. So again, we're going to put air quality monitor into Amazon, as I've done here for time. And then the last one was actually just 3D pen. For that 3D pen product, we also found as potential there. Something you would have seen in the bullet points to this webinar is building a consideration set. And I want to emphasize, once you have them here in your product tracker, this is your consideration set, your evaluation set. I'm looking at these 3 products and they are the ones I'm considering. So that's our first area where we really narrow down. And you can see this brings up the AMZScout Chrome extension. This is a very, very cool tool. And this is going to allow us to really just look at things a lot more statistically. And what we're focusing on, what I like to focus on here, is I personalize the view and I remove these 4: price, 30, min price, net, and FBA fees. And the reason I remove those is it's going to bring together 3 things I want to look at: price, sales, reviews. That's what I'm looking at here, this little section. And I want to see consistent high prices, or at the level I want. Then I'm looking at sales, and then I'm looking, okay, for those sales, how many reviews do they have? You can see here, a lot of sales, but wow, tons of reviews. Lower reviews, very few sales. Quite a lot of reviews, still pretty low sales. A lot of reviews and a lot of sales here. And then these ones, they're okay. So you can see here, 20, 40, 60. These are doable numbers. These are things you could get to in a reasonable amount of time. You could build this many reviews. But look how low the sales are, 100 a month. This is not what we're looking for. We want 300 a month. So this is not good. The other thing, and thank you, AMZScout, for this, because here there is a saturation score. And I cannot stress the value of this. What they've done is they're telling you how many of their users have discovered this market. And you do not want this score to ever be 0.1 or more. The lower this is, the better. 1 is the best, 10 is the worst saturation score. This has been found by 0.2%. This might seem low, it's very high. A lot of sellers have looked at this, and you do not want to be looking at what everyone looks at. So again, a big negative here. Niche score is 7, and then you can see the history. So we had a big spike a while ago, and as well as our big averages across the top. So average price of 40 would be really good, but look at average reviews, almost 500. This is very high. So that's how their tool can allow you to really look at things a lot deeper as well. And Seth, anything you want to add at this point?
No, not specifically, other than, guys, please notice that he's using data as a general guideline. It doesn't mean that every point of data has to be an exact match in order to launch a product, any more than people are not perfectly symmetrical, nor is any data for a product that you're going to launch.
I'm going to zoom in a moment for you, but I want you to notice at the top here, let me see how big I can make this. Saturation score is a 3, not a 10. So you can see 0.026%, not 0.2 as we had with the pen market. So this is a lot better. Far fewer people have looked into this, and that's what you want to do. You don't want to look at what everyone's looking at. Niche score is also solid at 8. And then if I zoom in, we're once again going to look at that relationship. You can see 660 sales at 81 reviews. Very good. 320 at 1300, 61 reviews, 228 sales. And then let's look at what you want to do here is look at the numbers which you expect to reach pretty soon. Like say you launched this, look at a review number you're likely to reach. So it takes 65. You get to 65 reviews, you'd have a good chance of selling over 300. That's what you're looking for here. Whereas in some markets, 65 reviews, it's like 40 sales a month. Much worse.
Yeah.
And then here you can see 86, over 500 sales a month. Really good again. 100 reviews, almost 1,000 sales a month. It's very good. So much stronger market, much easier entry in this case. While this loads, we can already see saturation score. So this is the best one of the lot. And I wanted to note this little box. This is going to pop up whenever you use the AMZScout extension. And don't just close this. It actually gives you very good data. It's going to tell you a bit about the profit. Now, in this case, we're outside this 15 to 40 range. So we'd probably actually score even higher here if it knew our exact strategy that we're employing. The demand is good. Remember, this is emerging. So this is probably only going to grow in terms of demand. And then the competition is medium here, which is also very good. And so medium or light is really what you're going to look for in this type of market when you're using this strategy for low competition. And then saturation score is a 2. So obviously 1 is the best you can get. And this is at 0.012%. So not many users have searched for this at all. And our niche score is actually an 8, just behind there. Very strong. And if we look a bit at that relationship, we've got 100 reviews, almost 2,000 sales, 90 reviews, over 700 sales a month, 54, 2,500, 7 reviews, 7, over 300 sales a month. This is very good. So this one shows the strongest potential by far in my opinion.
This was an amazing live event, and right now, you can get your complete tooltip for Amazon sellers. It comes with AMZScout's own course on how to find a profitable product and sell it on Amazon. Grab this bundle for only a fraction of these tools' original cost. Click the link in the description to take advantage of this special offer.